so do you read those like spicy romances? And I'm like, yes, but like I feel like you're getting at something with that question. And I think it's more that public perception of women who are reading romance books to like quote unquote like get their kicks from it. I'm trying not to say non-CBC things. Like actually.
And so I would say like, oh, I read romance. So I get like a little bit of, not shame, but like think it's like, isn't that just basically porn? Like, well, no.
This one's my favorite. Which one is that one? The Romancing Mr. Bridgerton.
Oh, that's the new season, isn't it?
That, yeah.
Yeah.
With Penelope. And
I'm so like married. You were reading that like right before me.
I think one of the biggest misconceptions is also the fact that people don't know how to separate erotica from romance, from smut. And I think that's a lot of the things that people are like, you can read erotica and then you know what the plot's gonna be driven by, right? But then you can also read romance that includes like sex scenes and includes like more of a spicy content, and then it's also fine.
I think there is a lot of education in romance books. I think if we're like you could learn maybe something about yourself that you haven't seen yet, or if we're looking at queer romance, maybe you've never seen that relationship in a happy ending on a page before, or you've never seen a healthy depiction of queer sex or queer relationships as an example. So like I think people who say there is no education in this have not picked up a romance novel and have literally just looked at the Fabio covers and have been like, oh well.
I think a lot of romance books are also done for the female gaze and to explore sex and be sex positive. I think a lot of the books, what they're challenging also, it's what that looks like and how we see sex and pleasure and have that conversation with partners and how that conversation could go. So we're opening like doors to conversations that may be uncomfortable, maybe something that you haven't talked or seen or seen in like health class, for example. Like no one's gonna talk about like, what does a poly relationship look like? It's like, you may have not grown up with that. I know I didn't grow up with that or like in my surroundings. So like reading about that and knowing that it can work and knowing that, you know, it's something that people navigate, you're like, oh, so it can be something that I can look into. I think we're about 20, 25 people in the book club. So it was great. And everyone was super supportive. Everyone was very much looking forward to it. And I think it's just great to bond with people that are so welcoming and so ready to just like find their people. I think that's what it comes down to, like finding a community.